Hi, my name's David Wallbridge, Associate Director at Harris & Clarke, and today we're going to discuss a part of contract administration most hope never becomes relevant, but are very glad is there if it ever does need to be used: Liquidated and Ascertained Damages, or LADs. Liquidated and Ascertained Damages, I'll refer to as LADs for short, is an item included in most contracts that can help protect the client if the contractor doesn't perform their works in a timely manner and fails to meet the agreed deadline for completing the works. The value of these LADs is considered and assessed before the contract is signed and is designed to be a genuine pre-estimate of the loss the client will suffer due to the event the contractor fails to complete the works and give the site back to the client in time. As LADs are classed as a pre-estimate of the loss that would be incurred if the works were not completed on time, they can vary hugely depending on the type and extent of the works. Commonly, in speculative development projects, the large part of the value of LADs is informed by the amount of money being borrowed or the amount of money that could have been put to use elsewhere but is now trapped in the construction costs. The actual or nominal interest rate can be applied to the amount of finance in place at the time when the LADs became relevant and claimable, and the monthly costs used as the basis of the LAD rate. Other factors can be considered when calculating LADs, such as rent if temporary accommodation is needed, additional storage costs, really any cost that can be reasonably predicted that may be incurred if the project is delivered late, but they must always be a genuine pre-estimate of the loss and they are not to be used as a tool to punish the contractor. If an LAD rate that is out of all proportion to the actual loss suffered by the other party of a contract, this is likely to be challenged, and there is plenty of precedent where these claims have been ruled against and the actual level of compensation awarded by judges been much reduced. LADs can be left out of contracts by leaving the clause blank, and this gives the employer the chance to claim actual loss if the contractor breaches the terms of the contract through the courts. The advantage of LADs is it allows all parties to be aware of the risk from the start and gives certainty. Also, resolving a claim using LADs is much faster and less costly compared to the inevitable protracted legal battle that would ensue. LADs can only be claimed once the contract completion date has passed. This is the date originally written into the contract for the completion of the works, or an updated date changed by issuing an extension of time, another topic we've gone into more detail in a separate video. Once this date has passed, the client or employer side of the contract will be at liberty to claim LADs, but only if a specific notice has been issued called the Notice of Non-Completion. If this notice has not been issued, normally by the contract administrator, then the ability to claim LADs is not valid until a suitable notice has been issued. As LADs are considered to cover a period of time that cannot be predicted, they are expressed as a value per amount of time, normally a week or part thereof. Final calculation of the total amount to be claimed as LADs, therefore, can only be finally confirmed once the works have finished and will be considered the period between the issue of the Notice of Non-Completion and the practical completion notice, once all contract works and necessary statutory sign-offs have been completed and provided. This claim can be tracked and tabulated for a claim at a later date, where the value can be offset against the statement of final account, where the final cost of the project is agreed between the parties, or LADs may be claimed regularly if payments for regular work are ongoing and the value of these payments adjusted by issuing a pay less notice to deduct the value of the LADs from the payment. There is nothing forcing LADs to be claimed, and I personally have been involved in projects where my client considered the ongoing relationship between the parties was deemed more valuable than claiming the damages. If you have any questions or would like to know how Harris & Clarke could assist you, please feel free to contact our friendly team on 02381 550051 and we would be delighted to assist you however we can.